guys, if you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go. Hey guys, it is Saturday, December 15th, and it's 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to be looking at some Q-related news. There's plenty of that. Q has not posted yesterday, and he did not post today, but there is plenty to keep us busy. So let's get at it. Sorry that I did not post last night. I'm a little bit, let me just put it this way. I was crying my eyes out last night because I am dreading the upcoming death of my two beloved 21-year-old cats, and I'm not taking it very well. So that is, that's that. But I don't want to depress anybody, let alone myself. So let's move on. I think that hopefully spending this time with you guys will cheer me up. So let's get into it. If I can get over there. Here we go. All right, so the first thing is this, and it's from QAnon Africa. It says, reminder, Barack Obama took nearly $2 million in illegal campaign donations in 2008. He was fined one of the largest fees for campaign finance violations ever levied against a presidential campaign. And no one went to jail or even discussed impeachment. Does this surprise anybody? Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. Just more proof of hypocrisy, right? All right, moving on from there, let's take a look at this. It's a little bit scary if you ask me, really scary. And China doesn't have the best record in terms of human rights. There's a lot of human rights abuse there, and it just seems like technology is moving more and more and more in China. It's really almost against the people. But anyway, be interested to know what you guys think about this. Move over facial recognition technology. They're now data mining directly from our brains. Now that is scary, really. I don't know if I want people messing around in my brain. But anyway, let's look at this. Facial recognition technology is ancient when compared to what they're doing in China. China is deploying emotional surveillance technology that mines data from the minds of its citizens, and these lightweight sensory helmets have been rolled out on an industrial scale. Imagine being made to wear one of these while you work. Just imagine that. In this video, Dan Dix of Press for Truth goes over the latest Orwellian news as China is now data mining info directly from the brains of workers in order to increase productivity. Yeah, that's probably why they have to install nets around the buildings, because workers continually jump to their death. And I can't blame them. Really, I can't even imagine working in a situation like that. We're not going to look at the video. I just wanted to basically put this on your radar. That's basically what I wanted to do. I wonder how long it'll be before it's here. Hopefully that will be stopped before it's ever implemented. So let's go back and take a look at what else we have. Because we have stuff, people. We have stuff. All right, here we go. This you will find interesting. If you don't, you can sue me, really, because I would pretty much guarantee you're going to find this interesting. Obama's FBI paid more money for fake news in 2016 than Russia did. Oh, yeah. Yep. There it is. This is the real treason conspiracy. Since the first day President Trump took office, the party of treason has conducted a witch hunt, a baseless political prosecution of the people's president and his administration. The FBI engaged in a systemic, strategic effort to stoke fears of Russian collusion during and after the 2016 presidential campaign. This deeply corrupt organization needs to be cleaned out from top to bottom. It's a disgrace to the nation. Now, look at this. Lest we forget, this is the same organization that sent an undercover agent to egg on ISIS jihadis to attack my free speech event in Garland, Texas in 2015 and had no one there to stop the attack. This is being written by Pamela Geller. All right, now, the real collusion. Obama's FBI paid more on Russian dirt and fake news in 2016 election than Russia did. By Jim Hoft, Gateway Pundit, December 12, 2018, thanks to Todd. On Tuesday, Google CEO Sundar Pichai was called in to testify before the House Judiciary Committee. Now, listen to this. Now, I know that a lot of your friends and neighbors that are Democrat don't believe the things that you believe and probably wouldn't believe that there was no Russian collusion. I know people keep insisting to me that there was, despite the evidence to the contrary. But what if Google's CEO, Sundar Pichai, could prove differently? Well, would they listen to him? Pichai was called in to explain Google business practices, including data collection and targeting of conservative voices. During questioning, Pichai dashed the hopes of Democrats everywhere when he admitted Russia spent only $4,700 on advertisements during the 2016 election, which is next to nothing. And it is. That's nothing. In a campaign where Hillary Clinton spent nearly $1 billion. Think about that for a minute. She spent nearly $1 billion on her campaign, and she didn't win. She couldn't win a rigged election, even spending nearly $1 billion on her campaign. And you know she was probably throwing money out there like there's no tomorrow, because she knew that she had to become president or else everything was going to be discovered, and you know her little pay-to-play schemes with the Clinton Foundation would be over. So I'm sure that she was panicking, and I'm sure she spent every penny she could. But Russia, on the other hand, only spent $4,700. Where's Russian collusion there? Don't know. Russia also paid around $70,000 on Facebook ads to attract both Trump and Hillary supporters. We never hear that, do we? Okay, yeah, they spent $70,000 on Facebook ads, and yeah, okay, that's a significant amount, but not really significant in an election where you're talking about a candidate spending $1 billion. But wait a minute. We were told that there was Russian collusion between Trump and Russia, that Russia wanted Trump to win so badly. And yet here, and this is Google's CEO, right? Why would he lie? Russia also paid around $70,000 on Facebook ads to attract both Trump and Hillary supporters. Oh. Russia spent around $6,000 on Facebook ads the last 6 weeks of the election, which had no effect on the election. In fact, no, because Trump was going to win. He had the people to win, and Hillary was not going to win, no matter how much money she threw at it, because I think, well, there's a lot of reasons for that. I think people pretty much knew that it would be game over if Hillary got in. But anyway, so we are looking at a total of around $75,000 spent by Russia to run ads on U.S. social media during the 2016 election, both to promote Hillary and Trump. Now, why they would do that, promoting both, I don't know. That doesn't seem to make sense to me. Seems a little bit counterintuitive that if you're paying over here to support Trump, why would you pay over here to support Hillary? Because it would block, it's counterproductive to me as far as I'm concerned, and counterintuitive, but they did it. So meanwhile, the FBI spent much more for Russian dirt than Russia paid on collusion. The FBI picked up the tab for the Steele dossier along with the DNC and Hillary campaign. The FBI paid Christopher Steele's travel and other expenses while he was putting together his slanderous dossier on Trump. I don't know why he had to have so many expenses and travel expenses. I mean, it was all made up. Couldn't he just stay at home and make it up? I mean, doesn't he have a good imagination? Anyway, the Clinton campaign paid DNC lawyer Mark Elias, and his law firm Perkins Coie paid Fusion GPS and later denied knowledge of the same dossier they paid for. What dossier? Yeah. And the FBI paid Michael Steele from Fusion GPS $160,000 for travel expenses while he was digging up dirt for his fake dossier. Yes, that's right. I said $160,000 for travel expenses. Wow. Must have been traveling first class. A lot. Everywhere. Yeah, that's a lot of money. A lot of money. Especially for something that's all made up, right? I mean, if you were really actually going and getting dirt and doing some investigative type work, yeah, but it was all fake. Anyway, I don't get it. So anyway, the FBI actually spent more on fake news during the 2016 election than Russia did. So there you have it. There you have it. And this article was posted with permission from Pamela Geller. So that is very, very interesting. And I shared that because I thought you might like to share it with your liberal friends and family, or don't, because it's Christmas time and it will be a very frosty Christmas if you do, probably. Anyway, that'll be just for us, I guess. All right, now let's go back and see what other trouble we can get into, because I'm pretty sure we can get into some. All right. Now, oh, yes. We need to look at this. We need to look at it, and we're going to. All right. And where is it? Oh, this is happening again. Hang on here. I'm going to do it this way, because I want you guys to see this. I really do. Probably a lot of you have already seen it or seen other articles talking about this, but I want to be sure. I think it's important. Come on. FBI documents show mainstream media cover up for Weiner's true crimes against children. Nothing should surprise us there. Now, why isn't this coming in? All right. I'm going to keep this short and to the point to allow you, the reader, to form your own thoughts on what I have to show you. We've all been told that Anthony Weiner was in prison for sending inappropriate text to a minor. That's what everybody from the media to our own politicians have stated, but that's not what the FBI documents say. Well, what do they say? While being vague about the details, they state he produced child pornography. That's right, he produced child pornography. They went on to state that the computer that he used was also used by both Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton. They also stated that the videos and or photos of child pornography were likely included in the emails between Clinton, Abedin, and Weiner. We won't convince you one way or another of what this could mean. We at the Washington Pundit believe strongly in allowing our readers to formulate their own thoughts and opinions based off the facts we provide. Check out the documents on the FBI's official archive website using the links below. That's exactly what we're going to do, because do we trust them to tell us? No. I think it's good that we always go to the source and find out, because I've been taken, and I'm sure some of you have as well, with fake news, even though it's on an alternative site. So let's go take a look at this and see what it says. We're going out to the FBI archives here, and here is the document that they are referencing. It is FBI communication on discovery of Hillary Clinton's emails on Anthony Weiner's laptop computer, part 1 of 1. This is page 1. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. I know that some of you are on your phones and tablets. So this first page is not anything too important. It is dated October 5th, 2016, and it's been unclassified, and it says case number, and it says Anthony Weiner, producers of child pornography. Some of this has been redacted, but let's go to page 2 because that's the part that we are most interested in. So here we are on page 2, and you can see up here we are on the FBI's website. I don't want anybody to think that there's any shenanigans going on. This is definitely the FBI.gov's website. And here is page 2. And it says sent for approval for record Sentinel case, and it has the case number here, and it says, hey, something. Just putting this on the record because of the optics of this case. During the course of my review of a computer seized from Anthony Weiner, a seizure and search of which was authorized by an SDNY search warrant, I encountered approximately at least 340,000, yes, that's right, 340,000 emails stored on the computer. That large number of emails appears to be the result of a mail client program installed on that computer, such as Outlook, that pulled emails from servers belonging to both Anthony Weiner and Huma Abedin. And I'm sure we're all familiar with that because most of you have a client, a mail client program like Outlook or whatever that does that goes out and pulls from different servers, be it Gmail or wherever your email is. All right. So a significant number of these 340,000 emails appeared to be between Huma Abedin and Hillary Clinton, the latter who appears to have used a number of different email addresses. And we know that Hillary Clinton used a bunch of different email addresses. That's nothing new to us. This is based simply on a review of the header information. I did not review content of these emails as the warrant only authorized me to view items that would give me probable cause to believe that child pornography evidence may reside therein. Interesting. Let me read that again. I did not review content of these emails as the warrant only authorized me to view items that would give me probable cause to believe that child pornography evidence may reside therein. Now, SDNY is comfortable with me continuing. Now, I know NY is New York. SD, not sure what SD is. Probably some department in the police, I would assume, but anyway, I'm going to need to look that up. I should have done so before I started recording, but anyway. So SDNY is comfortable with me continuing my review as I have, which is to not read any emails to from Anthony Weiner, to which his wife or possible attorney is a party. Even if there is a third party on those emails, I will not review their content out of an abundance of caution. Obviously, I will not review any emails to which Anthony Weiner is not a party, such as emails between Ms. Abedin and Mrs. Clinton. I just want to formally bring this to your attention due to the pending election, the ongoing congressional investigation into the FBI's own investigation into Ms. Clinton's email activities, etc. So interesting. Very, very interesting. I am wanting to know what is on those emails, and I'm hoping that at some point we will know. I don't want the nitty-gritty details, really. It's fine. I don't need to know. I just want to know that if there's crimes that have been committed, that whoever the victims are will be entitled to justice under the law, if they are still living. And even if they're not, they deserve justice. So let's continue on, because believe it or not, there's more. There's more stuff. We're just getting started. All right, let's take a look at this. This has to do with JFK Jr. Now, I want to talk about that just briefly, okay? Because we know that Q said, no, he's not alive. But somebody brought this to my attention in the comment section, and that's why I'm so grateful to you guys who leaves comments, because there's a lot of times that I learn just as much from you guys, maybe more, because there's more of you guys. And so they brought it to my attention that that particular post, JFK, was underlined. Now, why would he do that? Why would Q do that? He didn't do that for any other posts. So why did he underline JFK? Well, it's strange because someone said the JFK is underlined, and he said no. Let me see if I can go out and find that really quickly, just so that you know exactly what I'm talking about, because if I can find it. And I also missed the one on Snowden. I missed that post altogether. I don't know. First day with the new brain. I don't know. I don't have an excuse, but I missed it. Now, let's find this. There's the one about, and here's the one about Snowden. It's what about Snowden negotiating for return traitor, mission to harm the NSA. So at least now we know how he feels about Snowden. See here, the JFK right here is underlined. So someone has asked, underlining the JFK. Now, I'm not sure if this anon underlined that or whether Q, in answering it, underlined it. I don't know, but it says, is JFK is underlined, Jr. alive? No, Q. Well, if he was, would Q be likely to say so? Probably not. Probably not. But, and yes, I understand disinfo is necessary, and it could be disinfo. It could be, but the strange thing to me is that he could have chosen not to answer this at all, right? I mean, there's tons and tons of people asking questions during a question and answer period. All the anons want their questions answered, right? So why doesn't he just pick another one and move on and not even approach this? I don't know. But JFK Jr., JFK is underlined. And to me, it could be read, is JFK alive? No, he's dead. And we know that. He's dead. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this, but in the meantime, we are going out here. It says, to all those wondering about Q's post answering no to JFK Jr. being alive, if you are familiar with my pinned tweet, new thread link, you will know I posted months ago, Q will not dishonor JFK Jr.'s reveal. Now, I'm not sure what else is here. And it says, by confessing 100% to him being alive, remember disinformation is real, and the cabal is also seeing all the Q posts. He is not going to ruin John's glorious return by spilling the beans in a mere post. Come on, people, don't fall for the doubters using this to beat up on us. And yes, they really are beating up on people with this. The left spewing their garbage. I know beyond any doubt, beyond anything I am willing to post publicly, that JFK Jr. is indeed alive. Notice the JFK is underlined. This is why. That is a trick. When JFK is underlined and Jr. not, this is emphasizing only asking about JFK being alive, which of course he's not. The question is in on it. The questioner is in on it with Q, signaling to us who know that the question is planned between Q and the anon. So I don't know, but there's a lot of weird stuff, and there's a lot of indications and a lot of clues pointing to him being alive. There really is. I mean, you just can't deny that. So whether he is or whether he isn't, I don't know. But I'll tell you something else that has crossed my mind, okay? Because is JFK going to be an Antichrist type of figure? Because he will be coming at Christmas, and we all know that there is that comet in the sky, just as there was a star in the sky in Bethlehem when the Messiah was born. Of course, we know that Jesus Christ was not born on December 25th. That is not when he was born. So anyway, it's just that we have chosen that day, which is actually in honor of the sun god Ra. But anyway, we're not going to get into all that because that's another deep dark hole. They chose that day to honor his birth, which I don't have a problem with. Just picking a day to honor the birth of Christ, I don't have a problem with that. But it's interesting that this JFK figure is coming on the scene almost like a messiah type figure. And he was dead, now he's alive. I don't know. I don't know. Just throwing that out there, okay? I'm always going to tell you what I'm thinking and feeling about these things, whether or not they're valid. And that's all part of the process. Okay, let's go back and see what else we have here. This I think you'll find interesting as well. The CEO of privacy search engine DuckDuckGo says Google uses location data that puts in entire zip codes in politically biased filter bubbles. Interesting. On Tuesday, Google CEO Sundar Pichai was interrogated by the House Judiciary Committee over a number of topics, including potential bias in the search results it provides users. DuckDuckGo, a privacy-focused search engine company that competes with Google Search, released a study last week that claims Google is inadvertently introducing bias into its results. Google's collection and use of personal data including location, which is then used to filter specific search results, is having an effect akin to the effects of a political bias. DuckDuckGo CEO Gabriel Weinberg told Business Insider on Tuesday. The company's study found participants saw vast differences in search results when searching for the same keywords like gun control or immigration from different locations across the country. A Google spokesperson said in part, the study's methodology and conclusions are flawed. Well, of course they would say that. What else would they say? But here's the thing. You know, our own observations are not methodologically flawed. They're not. And we can tell by our own observations that this is happening. And I'll tell you how I know it's happening. I used to travel a lot, and I used to get different results based on where I was. Putting in the same words, I would get completely different results, and I would try it out. I was having fun with it. I thought, wow, this is like crazy. And I really hated it when I landed in Canada, back in Canada, because I thought, my gosh, I don't want search results for Canada. I don't keep up with the stuff that's happening here as much as the US because I consider myself American. So that's where my interests lie. That's what I want to be searching for. And I always have to get around this bias because of it looking at my location and giving me the news it thinks that I need to know. Really, really hate that. Really hate it. So on Tuesday, Google CEO Sundar Pichai was interrogated by the House Judiciary Committee over a number of topics, including the company's data collection and potential bias in the search results it serves up to users. Republican House members, including Representative Lamar Smith, didn't hold back on the topic of conservative bias. It will require a Herculean effort by the chief executive and senior management to change the political bias now programmed into the company's culture, Smith said, citing irrefutable studies on the subject. Google could well elect the next president with dire implications to our democracy. Pichai responded, with respect, we don't agree with the methodology of the studies. Well, what else are they going to say? We all know that they're doing it. And I'm not going to read further there. I just wanted to give you an idea. And obviously the CEO of the search engine DuckDuckGo, I would tend to believe over the CEO of Google. I'm just saying. So there you go. Let's go back. See what else we can find. All right. Here is something interesting and enraging all at the same time. And what is with this guy's eyes? He looks like he's on crack or speed or something. I don't know, but he's got the wildest, he looks possessed. He really does. I mean, if I was going to draw a possessed person, that's probably how I draw them. But anyway, Representative Adam Schiff's plans to probe Trump's personal finances, obtain Deutsche Bank records. So they're never going to let this go. They're never going to let this go. And that's what they want to do. That is how they operate. They like to tie up this president in a bunch of red tape and try whatever they can do to obstruct him. That is what they're going to do. And disrupt government. That is what they're doing. Yes, we are paying these people out of our pockets, the taxpayers' pockets. We pay these people, and they are literally obstructing our government. They're standing in the way of anything getting done because they are obsessed with this president. Yeah. Incoming House Intel Chairman, Representative Adam Schiff, can't wait to abuse his subpoena power and plans to investigate Trump's personal finances by obtaining the president's Deutsche Bank records. Schiff believes President Trump's so-called financial interests in Russia are guiding his foreign policy, and the answers he is looking for are in Trump's bank records. Are you kidding me? Really? He didn't build that tower in Russia. And you know what? He was not president when he initiated that about building a Trump tower in Russia. He's a builder. He's a developer. That's what he does. He's a business person. We all knew that. I mean, we didn't want to elect a politician. We wanted somebody that knew how to run things properly. And yet now, because he even considered he didn't. There's no Trump Tower in Russia. He didn't build it. He decided against it. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to the Republicans. I mean to the Democrats. It doesn't matter to people like Adam Schiff. He's going to find something because his closet is so full. He can't even move. He's just backed up against his closet hoping that the skeletons don't fall out. There is so much there. Oh my gosh, if that man is ever brought to justice, and I pray he is, boy, oh boy, we're going to have a big surprise. I think that there was a lot going on at the Standard Hotel, including getting rid of bodies by pouring bleach and everything else down the drains. There's a lot there. Anyway, that's what we have to look forward to. More of that. More nonsense like that. I'm telling you, I'm sick to death of these people. And if I never see them again, it's going to be too soon. I don't wish them harm. I wish justice. I want them to be brought to justice. I don't seek their harm, but I don't particularly like them. They don't have a drop of integrity. And they're harming this country. Anyway. Let's go on. I'm not going to read all the nitty-gritty of that because it may not come to pass. Who knows what's going to happen between now and January? None of us really know, but there you go. And this is Bill Mitchell. Insider just told me there is already at least one indictment with Hillary Clinton's name on it. She is going down for uranium-1, if not more. Well, you know what? If they can't make it all stick, at least make something stick. That's the way I look at it. I'd like her to be brought to justice on it all, but it's sometimes you have to, sacrifice whatever. If they can't get her on everything and uranium-1 sticks, well then great. Uranium-1 it is. But hopefully she'll go down for a whole lot more than that. Now, here is one from Donald J. Trump. Thank you to Tim Cook for agreeing to expand operations in the U.S. and thereby creating thousands of jobs. And he's talking about Apple. And below, he is responding to Tim Cook. Apple Austin, proud to announce our newest campus there, along with plans for new sites in Seattle, San Diego, and Culver City, California, as Apple expands operations and creates thousands of jobs across the U.S. So I thought that was interesting. That Apple is coming to Austin and they are expanding and bringing more jobs. That is always a good thing. Yeah. And this is interesting. Those of us who believe that nothing is happening, and some of us at times question whether anything is happening. I know. I'll include myself in that, although I think I'm generally more patient and understand that these things are going to take time. But here you go. This is from the Justice Department. 36 defendants guilty for their roles in international Thai sex trafficking organization. Wow. 36. 36. Yeah. 5 defendants were convicted yesterday by federal jury for their roles in operating a massive international sex trafficking organization that was responsible for, and I'm not going to go out to this whole article. I just like to pull these things out once in a while to show you guys that, this administration, it's unprecedented how many child traffickers they've brought down. Really, it's unprecedented. So you have to hand it to them. They're doing something. They are doing something, and they're doing something right. They are cleaning things up, and who knows how many people, how many lives have been saved in the process of that cleanup. Hopefully, many. Now, here is another one that, okay, let me see here. It's been a while since I looked at this. Okay, this is by Jack Lee, QFD, Shadow Banned. Comey talking code again. We caught too many of his lies. Loretta Lynch, about to testify, can nail him good. And it says, a panic in D.C., resist equals sedition by any other name. And let's make this larger because not even I can read it. So there's no hope that you'll be able to. And it has a clip of Comey's Twitter page. And it says, Comey, Liberty looked strong this morning through a telescope at my hotel. Okay. Comey said, Liberty looked strong this morning through a telescope at my hotel. And it says here, Loretta Lynch, keep your mouth shut. That is apparently the code, but I'm not sure. Here is something by an anon who said Liberty looked equals Loretta Lynch. Loretta Lynch, be strong. And then he says faggots talking code. So it wouldn't surprise me, right? Because we know that they do talk code. I mean, look at the whole dog incident. So it wouldn't surprise me. Lady Liberty, Loretta Lynch, he's using that. And it, to me, if that's so, he's saying, Loretta Lynch, be strong this morning, I'm watching you, basically, through a telescope at my hotel. I mean, that would be the message that I would receive from that. Who knows? But it's fun to look at anyway. And this by Brian Cates. Well, news outlets managed to get themselves ensnared in the Spygate investigations through taking money from political comms shops like communication shops like Fusion GPS to publish information they knew was 100% fake. Horowitz, Huber, and congressional investigators followed the money trail. So, now, what is this? I can't remember what this is, but let me take a quick look. Might be something we need to look at. It might not be. Who knows? Here we go. All right, what is this? Yeah, this is a little strange. A bipartisan group of nearly 46 former senators warned current and future members of the Senate on Monday that the United States is entering a dangerous period and urged them to defend American democracy by serving national interests rather than political ideologies. We are on the eve of the conclusion of Special Counsel Robert S. Mueller's III's investigation, not his third investigation. He is Robert Mueller III, and the House commencement of investigations of the president and his administration, the 44 ex-lawmakers wrote in an op-ed published by the Washington Post, the likely convergence of these two events will occur at a time when simmering regional conflicts and global power confrontations continue to threaten our security, economy, and global stability. And you know what? I'm not going to read this because, do we really care? what, 44 ex-senators, and do we really believe that they are bipartisan? Not sure I believe that. Yeah, says the senators, 32 Democrats and 10 Republicans. Well, that tells you everything you need to know, doesn't it? There are 32 Democrats in these 44, and, well, actually, 32 plus 10 is only 42, so where's the 44 come from? Don't know. Oh, 2 are independent. Okay, so 32 Democrats, 10 Republicans. Republicans are pretty outnumbered there, so I'm going to disregard. I don't think that it's an unbiased review. That's why I'm skipping over it. All right, now, what else? I think that's just about it for this batch of news, but we can go out here. I really like this person in the Matrix on Twitter, and I do follow them. And if you are on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. I am Mishel, M-I-S-H-E-L-D, capital D, Bytes, B-Y-T-E-S. And if you want to follow me and you want me to follow you back, just let me know and I will. Now, if you have sent me a note and I haven't followed you back, then I haven't got it, because anybody's note that I see that asks me to follow them, I do. So there you go. Anyway, I recommend following this guy in the Matrix. Very, very, very knowledgeable. And okay, this is why I wanted to show you this, because he has an interesting thing about the scot-free thing. And I want to show you that. And of course, he uses the word trust. Q uses the word trust a lot. Well, and I can't go through all this because this guy does really good diving on this stuff. Really good research. I want to come down to the scot-free stuff because it was the most interesting. Well, maybe not the most interesting, but it was definitely interesting. If I can find it. And maybe I can't. Okay, here it is. He says scot-free, and he's quoting Q, scot-free, and scot is a tax or tribute paid by a feudal tenant to his or her lord or ruler in proportion to their ability to pay. That is what a scot is. I didn't realize that. Scot-free means tax-free. Interesting, don't you think? Because that could open up a lot of implications here. And so, yeah, this is Q, and he says scot-free equals where we go one, we go all. Q0 equals Q plus. At what point do they wake up? Let's see what else he has here. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, an archaic definition of scot is a tax or tribute paid by a feudal tenant to his or her lord or ruler in proportion to ability to pay. A similar tax paid to a sheriff or bailiff. Example of old Scots include soul Scots, which were paid to clergy or church from the estate of a deceased person. Rome Scots, paid to the papacy in pre-Reformation days, and Scot ales, basically mandatory parties with mandatory cover charges. So in medieval days, to get away scot-free would mean not having to pay taxes or fees, or even at times the broader definition that we use today of simply, would mean not having to pay taxes or fees, or even at times the broader definition that we use today of simply getting away with something without penalty. Early recorded uses of scot-free go back to 1528 and range from condemnations of the Catholic Church to pieces of literature. So interesting. And especially, you know, this whole thread that he has in the Matrix is dealing with the whole trust, and how trust was actually like a trust, like a financial trust that was set up, and payment going to the Pessoa family, which we haven't gotten in depth on yet, but probably some of you have done your own digging on that, which is great. If you're up to speed on that, that is a good thing to be up to speed on, because I think it's going to become increasingly more important going forward. But I just wanted to throw that out to you. Hopefully I'll be having more on the whole Paysor thing and the trust thing and all this, because there's a lot to it. And I think this person is really over the target in terms of the trust. So there you go. Anyway, that is it for tonight. I may come back and do another one, and I may not. But I hope that you've found at least a little bit of this interesting. So I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a good night. Hope you rest well, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll talk to you real soon. Good night.